Aloha, shining ones! Happy Saturday. Happy day that Mars goes into Aries. So, I'm about to run out and do some errands, and I wanted to let you know that today is the day that Mars goes into Aries. So, Mars is the ruler of Aries. He's the god of war. He is the Aries and Mars are synonymous with the energy, drive, passion, motivation, inspiration, action, initiating something. And so Mars will feel more comfortable when he's in Aries. But the real thing that I want to talk to you today about is what is happening. Okay, so Mars is going to go into Aries today on Saturday at 7:40 p.m., 7:39 p.m. Pacific time. So you can translate that into whatever time zone that is for you. 7:39 p.m. Pacific time, Mars goes into Aries. And what is significant about him going into Aries is that he is going to exactly touch the same point that the Cancer new moon solar eclipse occurred on 7/28. So this will be Sunday in the United States. You can do your time zone conversions, but even though I'm in Hawaii, I do everything off of Pacific time, which is Western United States, because people are more familiar with that. So Mars goes into Aries at 7:39 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday evening, 7:27, which is today when I'm filming this. And then Mars is going to exactly touch the point, that the exact degree and minute that the new moon in Cancer solar eclipse happened at on the solstice last weekend. And so that is happening at 9 a.m. on Sunday, 7:28 Pacific time. So Sunday, 7:28, 9 a.m., that is when Mars is going to be touching that point. So if you have any planets, you can get your chart for free at astro.com, and you'll be able to see the degrees of all of the planets all over your chart. If you have any planets that are, let me see, I didn't write this part down. Okay, so from like 28 degrees Sagittarius through 3 or 4 degrees Capricorn, that pay attention to those planets, because Mars is going to be squaring those planets. So it's like you have your sun, your moon, your Venus, your Jupiter, your Saturn, whatever is between 28 degrees Sagittarius and 3 degrees Capricorn. It's going to be at a square with Mars in Aries, okay? And so then the same thing across the chart. If you have any of your planets, any of them at all, sun, moon, even your ascendant, sun, moon, or rising, or Venus, Jupiter, Pluto, whatever, I don't know if, I'm not going to get into the deeper parts of where the outer planets actually could have been in our lifetimes. So then that opposite side of 28, 29 degrees Gemini through 0, 1, 2, 3 degrees Cancer, that sphere, then it's going to also be squared to your planets, whatever they are. And then of course, right, if you have any of your planets that are from 28 degrees Pisces through 3 degrees Aries, those are going to be activated they're going to be conjuncted with Mars there. And that means Mars is going to be touching those planets. And then across the chart, same thing. So 28, 29 degrees Virgo through 0, 1, 2, 3 degrees Libra, that's going to be, Mars is going to be opposing those, whatever planets that you have there. And they're not up, they're not in this certain place. I'm just using these certain placements. So you'll be able to find, when you get your chart for free on astro.com, you'll be able to find out where your planets are. So you're looking for that 5-degree orb in the degrees that I just mentioned. And those are all of the cardinal signs. So it's going to be either conjuncting in Aries, conjuncting in Aries, Pisces, Aries, in those degrees specifically. So it's just the last 2 degrees of Pisces. And then opposing in Virgo, the last degrees of Virgo and the first degrees of Libra. And then squaring in the last degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, and the first degrees of Capricorn, Cancer. So if your birthday is, so even without looking at your chart, if your birthday is March 21st through the 26th, or June 21st through the 26th, September 21st through September 26th, or December 21st through December 26th, you're in that sphere. You might be a little bit farther out, but that would be more of a potential that your sun would be in one of those degrees that I just mentioned. So that would mean that your sun was being triggered on that time of the eclipse. And so solar eclipse, as I mentioned in the little bit of the video that I was able to upload, solar eclipse is this kind of, the light goes out of the sun, right? Power outage. So there can be some reset. And this is a super general, the information that I'm sharing here is super, super general. So, like I was talking to one of my clients, and she had a situation with her mom. And they were on a family vacation. Her mom left, and so that was it was affecting her moon sign. So you can dive even deeper into this, that the eclipse was triggering her moon sign because her moon sign was at a 0-degree point, and that eclipse in Cancer was at 0 degrees 51 minutes 21 0 degrees 21 minutes. That was the, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced and look at the minutes, 0 degrees, Cancer, 21 minutes. So Mars is going to be triggering that point at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday, 7/28. So just to be aware, if your sun or any of your planets are in that range of those degrees that we just mentioned, whatever was coming up for you this past weekend on the solstice around that time of the eclipse, Mars is going to come in there and he's going to activate that point. And so just to know that Mars, every planet has a shadow and illumination. And so Mars in his shadow is aggression, anger, rage, a sudden outburst, fighting, any kind of aggression. And in his illumination, it is drive, passion, inspiration, motivation, energy to start something, to initiate something, to take inspired action. So just to be aware that those degrees are gonna be lit up again this weekend. And just to really go back and remember what was up for me during that time last weekend. And so if there was anything that felt like a little crunchy, you were like slightly irritated at something, and you might not remember it until you get to Sunday, it might be happening now, but so it's kind of like it's just good to know that whatever was up for you, and it's going to be different for all of us because we all have different charts, whatever was up for you last weekend, and any tiny little area where you might have felt frustrated or annoyed or irritated at someone or something, to know that Mars is going to come and he's going to light that up again. So it's good to be aware, so that if there was a conversation that you had or a situation that was irritating you very subtly last weekend, and then you know, that person maybe calls you and they're like, you're like, cool, that's just the eclipse. That's just Mars touching the eclipse line. This is not, this is, you're gonna know that it's an astrological initiation. It's an astrological testing point. And so you're not, hopefully, you're not going to react to whatever that situation. And it's not saying that it's going to manifest like that for everybody, but it could, because it's Mars energy. So if you find yourself having an argument, or someone calls you upset, or you know, you feel this like desire to rant about something on the internet, just check in with yourself, check in with your chart, say like, okay, what's going on here? I feel Mars. This is how the planets collaborate with us. They initiate us. We can dance with them, or we can be steamrolled by them. So when if you do feel that energy of frustration, anger, resentment, irritation this weekend, be like, okay, cool. It's not like I'm angry. It's like, cool. Mars is here. Mars is here. And what would be a more, I'm feeling energy. I'm feeling the energy of Mars. I'm feeling passionate about expressing my opinion on the internet or whatever it is. So what would be a more productive way that I can move this energy? Because that's what Mars wants to do. He wants to move. One of the things that Mars wants to do is he wants to move the energy. So do you need to go for a run? Do you need to work out? You know, do you need to work out in your house? Like, you know, do you need to, like, Mars is lots of things, because Mars is also like knives and like sharp objects. So do you need to like go to the grocery store and like buy a bunch of stuff to like make a stir fry or a salad where you have to chop up a bunch of things, you know? Just be careful, don't cut yourself. And so just to know that it's like, okay, if I feel the energy of Mars, I'm going to sit with, I'm going to sit with him, and I'm going to ask him, what would you have me do in order, what's the best thing that I can do in order to move this energy in a way that feels good? Maybe you need to dance it out. You know, there's many different ways that you can do it, but think of like physically active things that are moving the energy. You know, maybe you need to rant out in your journal. That way you're not like putting it all over the internet and then like people are fighting with you and stuff. So that is productive at times, and it could just blow up this weekend. So I'm all in favor of passionate discourse and conversations and everyone learning together. And this weekend, there's just, you know, we're in the desert, and, you know, there's you know, a pile of dry debris, and, you know, someone just spilled lighter fluid, and, you know, you just happen to have a match. So take care of yourselves. I hope that this video is helpful. If you would like to learn more about how to read your own chart, the Astro Empowerment course is open for enrollment. Module 1 is going to be released on July 1st. Doors for the enrollment are closing at 6 p.m. Pacific time on 7/6, on Monday 7/6. And if you'd like for me to take a look at your chart, I'd be happy to. The link is in my bio, where you can get a session with me, or you can sign up for Astro Empowerment. And either way, let me know how this weekend goes for you. I love to hear. It's how we learn astrology, is by observing our lives and sharing our stories. So if you're noticing this energy in your life, I would love to know about that. so that we can all learn together and evolve together. Okay, you guys, I hope that you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you soon. Lots of love.